A very good morning, dear children. Today we are going to see chapter number 3, that is current electricity. In this chapter, we have to study following concepts, that is potential and potential difference, conductors and insulators. Insulators means bad conductors, electrical resistance and Ohm's law, connection of resistors and effective resistance. Now, children, we are looking many things all around us. Let us see few things out of this. Electricity has greatest importance in the modern world. So, electricity has great importance in this modern equipment and in this modern world. We depend on it for almost everything in our day-to-day life, and we depend on this electricity for our day-to-day life. In order to avoid inconvenience in case of failure of power supply in hospitals, bank, offices and in private institutions, we are making something alternative arrangement with the help of generators that we know very well. This electricity is used for running electric furnace, electric motors and several other instruments used in industry. So in industry many instruments are there. So for that also we are using this electricity such as electric furnace, electric motors and other several instrument which depends on electricity. Now in domestic appliance such as household appliance also we can use fridge, electric oven, mixer, fans, washing machine, vacuum cleaner, roti maker. So all these are electrical equipments and we need for all these equipments electricity. So all these equipments are helpful for saving our time as well as our physical work also. So all these devices cannot be run without electricity. Means for running these devices, we need electricity. Not only human being, but some animals also use electricity. For example, fishes such as eels use electricity to catch their prey and also for self-defense. Now, instead of this artificial electricity, there are natural flow of electricity also. So, the lightning that strikes the earth is an excellent example of natural flow of electricity. Now, after looking some information about electricity, let us recall some question answer children. You must have seen a waterfall. Which way does the water flow? So water flows from a higher level to a lower level. Means from high level that water is going towards the low level. For the generation of electricity, water is released from a dam at a high level and because of gravity, it falls to a lower level. Thus, we know that the direction of flow of water between 2 points depends on the level of these 2 points. So, from the picture also you will understand that children, water is flowing spontaneously from higher level to lower level. Now, let us see new concept, that is potential and potential difference. So, for this we have to do one experiment children. For this we need equipment, two plastic bottles, rubber tube, clamp and water. So for this we have to apply this procedure. Set up the experiment as shown in the figure 3.1. Then remove the clamp from the rubber tube. And afterwards, after this setup, you have to remove the clamp from this rubber tube. Note your observations and answer the following questions. So you have to see this when you are removing clamp from this rubber tube. Then you have to see observation and let us see some question answers. So first question, let us see children. What happens when the clamp is removed? So when you are removing clamp from that rubber tube, water flows from a higher level to a lower level. Now second question, does the water stop flowing? Why? Yes, the water stops when the level of water in two bottles become equal. Why this happen? Because there is no pressure difference to cause the flow of water, because both the water level in the both the bottles are becoming equal. So due to that, there is no pressure difference in both the water flow, and due to that, this flow of water will stop. Now third question, what will you do to keep the water flowing for a longer duration? So if possible, the clamp should be made slightly loose instead of removing it. So instead of removing that clamp, you can keep that clamp slightly loose so that this flow of water will be for longer duration. Or only part of the connecting tube should be clamped. Only little part of the connecting tube we can clamp. Then also we can keep this water flowing for a longer duration. So just like this water, the flow of electric charge between 2 points depend upon a kind of electric level at those points. And such type of electric level of electric charge is called as electric potential. A positive charge flow from a point of higher potential to a point of lower potential. So we have seen earlier that electricity flows due to conduction of negatively charged electrons. So there is a formation of electricity because there is a passing of negatively charged electrons. Okay. Now electrons flow from the point of lower potential to a point of higher potential. Now in case of electrons, that is negatively charged particle, the flow of electrons, that is from lower potential to a point of higher potential. Now in case of lightning strike, there is a flow of electrons from a point of lower potential on the clouds to the point of higher potential on the earth. Lower potential means that is negative potential, and higher potential means that is zero potential on the earth. So we shall study the definition of electric potential in case of higher standard. Now let us see potential difference. So the difference between the values of potential at 2 points A and B is called potential difference between them. So when we have to calculate potential difference between A and B means these are the 2 points, then there is a difference between the values between these 2 points, and that difference is called as potential difference. Now in the figure 3.2, conductor A is at a higher potential than conductor B. When these two are connected by a conducting wire, that is metal wire, a potential difference is created between its two ends, and electrons will flow from B to A through the wire. Okay, B to A means from lower potential to higher potential. So this flow will continue until the two conductors, that is A and B, have the same potential. So when these electrons will flow from lower potential to higher potential, and how much time it will flow? Until and unless the potential between both these points will become same, or it will become zero. Only then will the flow of electron will stop. Then only that electron flow will be stopped. Work has to be done against the electric field to take a positive charge from a point of lower potential to a point of higher potential. So here this work can be done for taking this positive charge from the point of lower potential to the point of higher potential. Now next point is potential difference of a cell. The difference in potential between the positive and negative terminals of the cell, that is called as potential difference of that cell. So when we are measuring potential difference means there is a difference between positive and negative terminal of that cell, and that is called as potential difference of the cell. This potential difference is caused by chemical reactions occurring inside the cell. And potential difference we can get because in between these 2 points, that is two terminals, positive and negative terminals, there is a chemical reaction, and due to that we will get the value of potential difference. The potential difference sets the electron in motion and results in the flow of electricity through a conducting wire connected to the two ends of the cell. And due to this potential difference, we can see that these electrons will be in motion, means it will move from one point to another point, that is towards the one terminal towards the another terminal in the cell. The amount of work done to carry a unit's positive charge from point A to point B is called the electric potential difference between the 2 points. So there is a work done can be done in case of this potential difference. So there is a moving of this positive charge from point A to point B, and that type of potential difference is called as electric potential difference between the 2 points. Now let us see formula for this potential difference. So potential difference of between 2 points is equal to work upon total charge transferred. So potential difference is denoted by V and work is denoted by W and total charge is, that is Q. So in short, formula for potential difference will be V is equal to W upon Q. So here V is nothing but 1 volt. This work can be in joule, that is 1 joule upon 1 coulomb. And therefore the unit of potential difference in SI system is volt. So unit of potential difference in SI system is volt. Now let us see introduction to scientist. There was an Italian scientist, that is Alessandro Volta. He constructed the first electric cell, and due to that potential difference has unit, that is volt, in his honor. So in the picture you can see, children, Volta's simple electric cell. Volta means that is a scientist name, and he discovered this first electric cell, and due to that potential difference has unit volt. Now let us take more information about small values and large values of potential difference. So there are very small values of potential difference that can be expressed in the following units. 1 millivolt, that is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 volt. 1 microvolt, that is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 volt. And for the large value of potential difference, we are using following units such as 1 kilovolt is equal to 10 raised to 3 volt and 1 megavolt is equal to 10 raised to 6 volt. So these are the important conversion, children. For the problem solving, we need all this conversion. Now let us see free electrons. Every atom of a metallic conductor has one or more outermost electrons which are very weakly bound to the nucleus, and these electrons are called as free electrons. So every atom contains one or more outermost electrons in their last shell, and these electrons are called as free electrons. So as shown in the figure 3.3, these electrons can easily move from one part of a conductor to its other part. Okay, so the negative charge of the electrons also get transferred as a result of this movement or motion. And the free electrons in a conductor are the carriers of negative charge. So in case of free electron, you can see there is a flowing of negative charge from one place to another place. Now let us see, children, how this electric current flowing through a wire. So first of all, you have to see figure 3.4a, that is random motion of electrons in the wire. So when we are taking this conducting wire that is not connected to a cell, then there is a moving of this free electrons in all the direction, that is in random direction, and wherever space is there between atoms, these electrons are moving in the atoms. So when we are connecting this wire end to the two terminals of a cell, then electric force acts on the electrons, and due to that there is a electric force is acting on these electrons. So These electrons have negative charge, and due to that these are having negative charge, so they will start moving from negative to the positive terminal of the cell, means from lower potential to the higher potential of the cell. That is shown in the figure 3.4b. So due to the flow of these electrons, current starts to flow through the wire. So flow of electrons are there, and due to that current will flow in the wire. So this motion of electrons is irregular, but there is a definite non-zero value to their average velocity. This motion of electron is not regular, and due to that there is something value for this, that is non-zero value will be there for this average velocity. Now even though these electrons are moving from negative to positive end, conventionally the direction of current flow is taken opposite to the direction of flow of electrons. Means current will move in the opposite direction of flow of electrons. So current will move from positive to the negative end of a cell. Now let us see, children, next concept, that is electric current. So an electric current is the flow of electrons through a conductor. So quantitatively current is defined as charge passing through a conductor in unit time. So current is denoted by I, and this charge passing through the wire or through the conductor is denoted by Q, and that is in unit time, that is T. Okay, so if charge Q is flowing through cross section of a conductor in time T, then we can say that current is equal to I, that is equal to Q upon T, where I is the current, Q is the charge flowing through the conductor, and T is the given time. So the unit of charge in SI units, that is Coulomb. So unit of charge in SI unit is Coulomb, and that is denoted by capital C. Current is expressed in ampere. Symbol is A. And the charge of one electron is 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 Coulomb. So there is a charge of one electron, and that charge will be 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 Coulomb. Now let us define ampere. 1 ampere current is said to flow in a conductor if 1 coulomb charge flows through it every second. So 1A is equal to 1C upon 1 second. That is the definition of ampere. Means 1 ampere current is flowing in the conductor if there is a flowing of charge 1 coulomb, that is in every second. That is called as ampere. Now just like potential difference, there are very small values of current that can be expressed in following units. So 1 milliampere is equal to 10 raised to minus 3 ampere. 1 microampere is equal to 10 raised to minus 6 ampere. There was a French mathematician and scientist who discovered number of experiments on electricity, and due to his work flowing through a current in the conductor, due to his work his name is given for the unit of current as a ampere. Thank you, children, for watching the video.